WVII Bangor.
This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
A man brandishing a firearm and allegedly threatening people was arrested in Bangor yesterday. We've got the details coming up. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. Lobstermen from around the state rallied in Portland yesterday to show their concern over new regulations. And the town of Fairfield tries to find a way to deal with juvenile mischief issues. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Thursday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Already, we do have aerial flood watches in effect, lasting till about 8 a.m. on Saturday. Heavy rainfall will be possible for a few areas, up to 1 to maybe 2 inches possible. That will cause a little bit of flooding and ponding on roadways for a few areas. We do have some gale warnings also in effect as they populate here, and wind advisories up as well. So not a good situation. Gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour will also be possible too. And all these advisories will drop later on Friday evening. Otherwise, though, we do have clouds moving in right now. The last few frames tries to get a little bit of rain returns going. I think most of us will be okay, though, as far as staying dry today. You might notice a few sprinkles, but otherwise, we will remain mostly cloudy today. The rain chances start to kick in later on tonight, though, along this big system right here. That'll be tracking off towards the east. That's going to be giving us those rain showers and some heavy downpours from time to time, too. Futurecast moving forward, though, increasing clouds. The rain should stay off toward the west, but our turn will kick in later on tonight, and especially for the daytime tomorrow. And the winds will also pick up, too, out of the south. Some areas reaching up to 15 miles per hour sustained, maybe even 20 miles per hour sustained, with gusts up to 40 miles per hour possible in a few areas. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period showing a mostly cloudy sky with temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. We begin with some breaking news. Fire crews are on the scene of a structure fire in Enfield at this hour. The homeowner of 1 Mohawk Road came home to discover the fire at around 10:30 this morning. Crews from Burlington, Lincoln, and Howland responded and are working to put out the fire. We do have a crew on the scene, and we'll have more tonight at 6. Bangor police have arrested a man in connection with an incident on Valley Avenue in Bangor. They say it was around 9 o'clock Wednesday morning. Officers responded to a report of a man brandishing a firearm and allegedly threatening people at the homeless encampment along the woods along Valley Avenue. Police say based on the description and other information gathered, they believe the person with the firearm was 37-year-old Trevor James Lyons of Bangor. They say officers had failed to locate Lyons at his Bangor residence in a previous attempt to arrest him on outstanding warrants. They believed he was hiding out in various places around the city to evade arrest, to include homeless encampments. Bangor police say after they entered the encampment, they found Lyons attempting to hide behind a tree. There was a brief standoff, then officers attempted to take Lyons into custody. Police say he resisted and 1 officer was injured during the struggle. Lyons was arrested and a Bangor police canine located the firearm believed to be involved. Lyons was booked into the Penobscot County Jail on 4 outstanding warrants for his arrest, with additional charges pending. A reward is being offered for information about vandalism done to some Versant power equipment in Hancock County. Police say residential top transformers were damaged with a gun in Waltham on August 21st. $5,000 is being offered for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the person responsible for the damage. Anyone with information should contact Mainstay Police Corporal Blaine Silk at 973-3700, extension 9. The town of Fairfield invited District Attorney Megan Maloney and Department of Corrections Commissioner Randall Liberty, along with a delegation of local legislators, to their town hall meeting last night. The discussion focused on issues they've been having with the town with juvenile mischief. During the meeting, Fairfield Police Chief Thomas Gould says they've received 27 complaints regarding juvenile behavior since the beginning of the month.
Mooning. Mostly swearing in traffic, just general all over town. But it's important that we all remember it's a small group of kids that are out there. 90% of the kids that we see out there are really decent kids. They want this problem fixed as much as we do.
Meeting tonight with Police Chief Thomas Gould at the Community Center in Fairfield at 5 p.m. Any questions for the chief will also be answered. A rally in support of the lobster industry attracted people from all over the state to Portland. They're concerned with how new regulations will impact their livelihoods. Matthew Jaroncic has the details.
I'm here at the Don't Tread on Maine Lobster Rally, where behind me, hundreds of lobster men and women came out to support the fight being put on the lobster industry. Lobster men and women from across the state traveled to DeMillo's on the Water Wednesday afternoon. They are pushing for the state to file a lawsuit against Monterey Bay Aquarium, who recently red-listed Maine lobsters.
We need the state of Maine to step up and be plaintiffs and step up to defend us. Coming to our defense as interveners just isn't enough right now.
Members of the lobster community made themselves known with the posters and attire they wore throughout the rally. Deer Isle lobsterman Dwight Staples says this is the kind of support they needed.
It just excites me to see so many people coming out in support of the fishing industry because it means so much to Maine. It's a way of life. It's part of the coastal communities, and to have it under attack is something we're going to defend.
Members of the lobster community spoke out, saying Maine congressional leaders need to do more.
Governor Mills, you should be ashamed of yourself. Any congressional leader that is taking campaign money for these donors should give it back. They are essentially buying you to push their agenda. That is not your job. Your job is to hear the Maine people.
Congressman Jared Golden and former Congressman Bruce Poliquin were among the attendees at the rally. Deer Isle lobsterwoman Virginia Olson hopes this rally will get the attention of state leaders.
The importance of this rally is asking everyone to action. That action item is to go on to don'ttreadonmainelobster.com, send a quick note to Aaron Fry to say, please step up and make that motion. Go and file legal action on behalf of the Maine lobstermen and step up as plaintiffs and stand up for Maine.
Matthew Jaroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, the city of Bangor has a new way to help people understand its natural areas. We'll explain when we return.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
I've been lobster fishing for over 25 years. These out-of-state groups that are funding Jared Golden, they're hurting us here in Maine, and Jared Golden isn't doing anything to stop them. There's the Jared Golden you see on TV, and then there's the Jared Golden that votes in Congress. He's so focused on getting elected that he's lost touch with what matters here in Maine, and we need someone to fight for us. Unless he leaves his party, there's no way Jared Golden can do anything to help Maine. I don't think Jared Golden's a bad guy, but he isn't a good congressman.
Don't be scared to buy a boat this season at Hamlin's Marine on the Belfast waterfront. Starting October 18th and running through Halloween, this is your ticket to the best boat deals completely scare-free. Featuring all-in-stock boat packages, outboards, boats, and trailers 15 to 25% off. Spooky good deals. At Hamlin's Marine, we are powered by Yamaha Outboard, and we have more than 20 boat packages on display, with easy loader trailers too. Stop into the Belfast waterfront and don't be scared to buy a boat at Hamlin's Marine.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 rated reliability of Kubota compact tractors so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home the Kubota L2501 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, plus save up to $1,100.
Your representative has your back.
Who's he kidding? Jared Golden votes with Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden 83% of the time. The result? A war on the middle class, the worst inflation in 40 years, sky-high energy prices, drugs pouring over the border. And Jared Golden just voted for 87,000 new IRS agents to hassle the middle class. Jared Golden doesn't have your back. He has theirs. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Winning car accident cases is what we do. I injured my back and they got me $300,000. What did the twos do for you?
Lowry & Associates got me $700,000.
We win for you.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
The Bangor Land Trust presented its new maps of Bangor's natural areas during the City Council meeting last night. The maps of the Bangor Land Trust preserves and the Bangor City Forest aim to help people better understand the habitats and the animals that call them home. The informative illustrations cover more than 6,500 acres of wetlands. The Land Trust donated 200 of the maps to the City of Bangor, with plans to distribute other maps to members of the Bangor Land Trust. If you would like to receive a map, email info@bangorlandtrust.org. The Maine Department of Environmental Protection is offering the company that owns the Shawmut Dam an opportunity to submit an updated application. That decision was announced Wednesday. A statement sent out from the Maine DEP says it comes after Brookfield Renewable Energy very recently amended its application to the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission for a new license for the dam. The statement says the amended application provides significant new information about proposed measures Brookfield would take to protect Atlantic salmon. The FERC is now gathering public comment on the new information. The public comment period closes on October 25th. The DEP will then consider all the information and the merits of the application. According to the DEP statement, Wednesday's decision does not change the dam's current operation, and Governor Mills has made it clear she will not support any action in the relicensing process that would jeopardize the future of the Sappi Mill. A well-known businessman and promoter of country music in Maine has died. If you are of a certain age, you will remember Richard Dick Stacy and the Dick Stacy Country Jamboree that ran on WVII during the 1970s and 80s. It was a country music talent show that aired on Saturday evenings. Stacy's promoting skills gave countless local and national artists a stage to perform. He's also remembered for his colorful commercials promoting the gas station that he owned. Dick Stacy was inducted into the Maine Country Music Hall of Fame in 2021. He passed away on Monday, surrounded by his wife and family. Dick Stacy was 85. A reenactment group is bringing one of Bangor's most historic events to life. Devin Dagnall has the story.
Public enemy number one, shot and killed on the streets of Bangor? What are you talking about? That never happened. Oh, yes, it did.
Here by my feet is the gravesite of Alfred James Brady, public enemy number one during the 1930s. His headstone is decorated with buttons and pennies to memorialize him and the last stand he and his gang took here in Bangor.
October 12th marks the 85th anniversary of the Al Brady gang shootout. According to Richard Shaw, Bangor's historian, the event only lasted 40 seconds, but it echoes through the city of Bangor's history, even to this day.
It's sort of become folded into Bangor's wild and woolly history, Prohibition, and before that, the bootlegging. The fact that something so was witnessed by so many people, including my mother, I think it's important to know that crime does not pay, and Bangor got them, not New York, not Boston or Indianapolis, where they came from.
In honor of the day, the Al Brady Reenactment Group reenacted the arrest of James Dolliver, the only member of the gang that survived the shooting on Central Street.
We came to buy a machine gun to go deer hunting. What's wrong with that? Come on, show's over here now.
The group also held a small memorial service to honor what G.P. Palmer calls the good and the bad.
Alfred James Brady, age 27, shot and killed right here on Central Street.
To mark the historic anniversary, the group also unveiled a marker at the Mount Hope Cemetery to guide future historians to the final resting place of the once notorious gangster.
A lot of people think that we're trying to glorify bad guys. The reality is just the opposite is true. In most of my things I say, Bangor beats the Brady gang, because that's really what it's about, and crime does not pay.
In Bangor, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Coming up, the parents of Sandy Hook children that died scored an emotional victory Wednesday. We'll take a look after the break.
You work the night shift, take the extra shift, wake up before dawn, and every paycheck you pay into Medicare and Social Security to fund the retirement you deserve. Bruce Poliquin voted to cut Medicare and put Social Security benefits at risk. He even wants to raise the retirement age. Pretty rich coming from a millionaire politician who's never had to pull an extra shift. Moderate PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Finelli Pizzeria in Ellsworth, now under new ownership, has been using fresh ingredients and ideas on top of our award-winning pizza doughs and sauces for more than 20 years. Come try our famous New York-style pizza. We're sure you'll agree. It's the best pizza you've ever tasted.
Wings, Wings, Wings is hiring, hiring, hiring.
Come work at Wings, Wings, Wings.
Wings is #1.
Wings does case management.
Bring hope to families by working at Wings, Wings, Wings.
I work at Wings.
I work at Wings.
Come work at Wings.
Wings, Wings, Wings. Ranked one of the best places to work in Maine for the last 5 years in a row.
When the Granite Shop wants to know the weather on MDI, they log on to foxbangor.com. At the Granite Shop in Sedgwick and in Trenton, we have more inventory than all other shops in the state combined. Fastest turnaround, too.
Seniors know a scam when they see one, like Bruce Poliquin.
My heart is breaking for our seniors in Maine.
He says he'll help Maine seniors. But the last time Poliquin was in Congress, he voted to cut $500 billion from Medicare. And he supports raising the retirement age for Social Security. Maine seniors can trust Jared Golden. Jared stood up to both parties to protect Social Security and Medicare.
I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because Maine seniors earned their retirement.
Does your dream kitchen look like this? Or this? Or maybe you need a little more inspiration. Get it when you explore the complete in-store showroom displays at Hammond Lumber Company. When you find the look you like, the Hammond team will help you customize it, including accurate 3D renderings, so you can visualize your project before the work begins. Hammond offers delivery from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire and professional service after the sale. Your dream kitchen begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Now to the staggering judgment against Alex Jones, the conspiracy theorist and InfoWars host who claimed that Sandy Hook school massacre was a hoax, ordered to pay nearly $1 billion to the families of 8 victims. ABC's Aaron Kardersky has the details.
Emotional distress damages, past and future, $60 million.
Robbie Parker bowed his head and wept as the jury delivered its astonishing verdict, ordering Alex Jones and his company to pay almost $1 billion for insisting the massacre that killed Emily Parker and 19 other children at Sandy Hook Elementary School was a hoax.
What we were able to accomplish was just to simply tell the truth. And it shouldn't be this hard, and it shouldn't be this scary.
For the Parkers and other Sandy Hook families, it was scary. They testified about torment and threats of violence and death. Alyssa Parker recalled before her daughter's funeral, she cowered in a closet.
Her service was supposed to be about her life. And the whole time I'm scared.
When Alex Jones faced the families in court, he did not apologize.
I've already apologized to the parents over and over again. I don't apologize to you.
Objection.
Don't apologize to you.
Jones skipped the verdict, but mocked it on InfoWars.
Blah, blah. You get $1 million. You get $100 million. You get $50 million.
Jones has claimed he's out of money and asked his audience to flood him with donations. When Jones came to Connecticut to testify, the New York Times reporting he flew on a private jet and rented a villa with a pool and a tennis court.
The families will see some of the money. They're certainly not going to see all of the money. The families have already been tracking his movements of assets, and this is going to become a serious game of cat and mouse.
We spoke to lawyers for the families who said they would scrap for every dollar they can possibly collect, but this was never really about money. The families hope this $1 billion verdict, an earlier $50 million one in Texas, will muzzle Alex Jones. He still faces one more defamation trial late this year. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
There are new details about the American volunteer who gave his life fighting the Russians in Ukraine. It comes as top U.S. officials are pledging to give Ukraine whatever it needs for its offensive, predicting that it will keep gaining ground. ABC's Ian Pennell has more.
Overnight, Russian forces shelling the southern city of Mykolaiv. Emergency workers rescuing an 11-year-old boy from beneath the rubble, where officials say he was trapped for over 6 hours. This comes as the State Department confirming another American citizen has died while fighting for Ukraine. Dane Partridge of Idaho reportedly killed in the eastern Donbass region, an Iraqi war veteran leaving behind 5 children.
He had a spiritual conviction that he couldn't deny, and so he followed it and he went valiantly.
Overnight, his sister Jenny Partridge Corey paying tribute to her brother, speaking exclusively with ABC News.
The only thing that he communicated was that the fighting conditions was more than what he had seen in Iraq.
On the ground, Russia relentlessly bombarding towns and cities, hitting civilian infrastructure. Russia accused of deliberately destroying everything in its path.
For so many Ukrainian towns and villages, this is what liberation looks like. Most of the population has fled. And for the few people who are left behind, this is all that's left of what they used to call home.
The recent attacks, Putin's retaliation for a blast on a critical bridge linking Russia to Crimea. Now the Kremlin announcing the arrest of 8 people in connection with the blast, including 4 Russians. And during a meeting at NATO, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff's General Mark Milley reiterating US commitment to Ukraine while addressing possible Russian war crimes.
They have targeted the elderly, the women, and the children of Ukraine. Indiscriminate and deliberate attacks on civilians targets is a war crime in the international rules of war.
The COVID vaccine was a groundbreaking step forward in the health of Americans. Now studies show there may be benefits beyond protection against COVID. ABC's Jay O'Brien has more.
The COVID vaccine was a bright light in combating the coronavirus. Now there may be more benefits. A recent study from Case Western University showed that individuals who received the COVID vaccine were less likely to develop other medical conditions than those who were not vaccinated. The study, which spanned from 2020 to 2021 across 57 different medical institutions, looked at adults diagnosed with COVID-19 and compared those vaccinated to the unvaccinated. Researchers found people who got their COVID shots had lower rates of diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, thyroid disorders, and mental disorders, up to 90 days after being infected with COVID compared to those who didn't. There is still a great deal of research being done in this area, and health officials say this could help boost support behind the protection that the vaccine brings, and serving as a reminder of the importance of getting vaccinated and boosted against COVID-19. With this Medical Minute, I'm Jay O'Brien, ABC News.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
Hi, everyone. It's Troy Pearl. Prices are going up on everything, but we can help bring your energy costs down. All this month, when you buy 4 of our energy-saving windows, we'll give you a 5th for free, plus an additional $150 off your entire project. For a free in-home consultation, visit rbagreatermaine.com.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
Senator Joe Baldacci, hardworking, independent, and effective. Joe Baldacci delivered by helping to pass more than $1 billion in direct tax relief for more than 95% of Maine taxpayers. Joe Baldacci delivered by passing laws to support Maine's small businesses across the board that provided tens of millions in direct relief, helping to protect and save thousands of jobs. Joe Baldacci, hardworking, independent, and effective, delivering results for Bangor and her.
Jay Leno live in concert.
Researchers at Washington University report that 100,000 years from now, the average size of the human head will greatly increase. They say the larger the head and larger the jaw, the more sexually attractive people will be. So I am 100,000 years ahead of my time. That's right.
Saturday, October 22nd, Collins Center for the Arts, Orono, Maine. Tickets on sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com.
Hanks Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero-turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to snowblowers, everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hanks Husqvarna, Carmel or Newport.
Welcome back. Let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Thursday afternoon. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation.
New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Already, aerial flood watches are in effect until 8 a.m. Saturday for the viewing area here. We're going to be dealing with heavy rainfall from time to time with up to 1 to 2 inches of rain possible before we're all finished up. We have gale warnings in effect until 8 p.m. on Friday. Wind advisories also in effect until 8 p.m. We had fog earlier this morning. That has since gotten out of here. There's a lot going on right now, too, both imminent and what's going to be coming up, too. For now, we're going to be watching for the winds that will be increasing gradually. We do have clouds moving in, and some rainfall returns showing up on the radar. But I think most of us will stay dry today with a mostly cloudy sky. Maybe a sprinkle if you're lucky, but I think most of us will stay dry as we wait for this thing that begins to move. And this cold front right here will give us plenty of opportunities for showers that will begin to develop and heavy downpours that could begin to move in as well. And overall, though, as we do move forward, gusty winds could reach up to around 20 miles per hour today, maybe even up to 25 in a few spots with more gusty winds further off towards the north. It's tomorrow where things get interesting with some gusty winds that can reach up to around 30, even 40 miles per hour in a few areas. So get ready. More gusty winds will be on the way. Wave heights are calm for now, so the wind has not started yet. 1 to 2 foot wave heights for now, but that's going to be changing with that cold front that will begin to move in. Our average high temperature is 59 degrees. We'll be in the 60s for the next few days before we fall back into the upper 50s Monday to Tuesday, then back down into the lower 50s as we head towards your Wednesday. We have a new fall foliage report out, and now it's showing the leaves have progressed just a little bit more. So Millinocket and Bangor now at peak, Greenville staying at peak, and Ellsworth just below peak. It's near peak right now, so definitely get outside and enjoy the fall foliage before it begins to kind of blow away. But otherwise, though, future casts moving forward, though, any rain that does develop should stay off toward the west, so, but better chances for that will increase later on tonight. But otherwise, we will remain mostly cloudy today. Those rain showers will really get going as we head towards the day on Friday, even early Friday morning as well. And we're going to keep the rain chances going through the weekend with some heavy downpours that will be possible in a few areas too, and even lingering across the eastern parts of the state as we head towards your Saturday. How much rainfall can we see? Some decent amounts on the way, up to 1, maybe 2 inches on the way before everything begins to back off. And this is at least through Saturday. Some more rainfall possibly on the way, but still remaining over an inch before we're all finished up. So still some decent rainfall on the way for a few of us. So your forecast for today, upper 60s, mostly cloudy and breezy. South wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Tonight, middle 50s, rain likely, also windy. Southeast wind getting up to 30 miles per hour. Moving ahead towards tomorrow, lower 60s, rain likely, also windy again. A southeast wind gusting up to 35, even 40 miles per hour at times. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. More rain showers as we head towards your Saturday, highs in the mid-60s. Middle 60s on Sunday with a few rain showers possible. And more rain showers again on Monday, highs in the upper 50s.
Thank you, Devin. Well, have you ever wondered what type of apples grow on the trees around your home? This weekend will bring you a chance to solve that mystery as people celebrate Great Maine Apple Day in unity. Craig Colson has more.
This is an exciting time of year for the Maine Organic Farmers and Gardeners Association. They're preparing to welcome people to the Maine Heritage Orchard for a fun and educational event.
October is a really sort of special time of year where there's like this short window before the freeze comes, and there's an abundance of food all around us.
The Great Maine Apple Day celebration will get underway Sunday and will include guided tours, cider pressing, and special panels where people can learn about growing fruit here in Maine, including grapes and pears. This particular pear is known as Louise.
And it was traditionally grown in Maine in the 19th century. And so we've been each year planting a few more pears that were traditionally grown in Maine.
LAFCA workers are now busy getting ready for the free event, making sure only the best apples will be ready for tasting.
This Sunday will also be a great opportunity for people who have trees in their own yards. If you have any apples around there or pears that you want to have identified, simply bring them here this weekend, and the experts will do the rest.
I'd bring, like 8 or 10 apples that are representative of the variety.
Along with bringing in apple samples, people are also asked to bring in photos of the tree and its trunk. They also want to know about the tree's history. If it turns out to be an unknown variety, you'll have a chance to name it whatever you wish.
We always go apple.
Join us every Friday this season as we celebrate the return to the gridiron with the most highlights, reaction, and analysis of your favorite teams. Catch Sports Blitz Friday at 11 on ABC 7. Sports Blitz, brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. And by Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A Holden, where you'll find furniture that's in stock and ready for delivery.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.